Do you struggle to distinguish between serious buyers who are ready to buy today and time wasters who are just shopping around? You know, I've been in retail selling for most of my life, and I've discovered that customers will often tell you, either verbally or non-verbally, without them even realizing it, if they're ready to buy or not. Now, they're unlikely to tell you directly that they're ready to buy or not, but there are clues that will help you to know when they're ready to buy, which will help you to avoid time wasters and then to focus all of your time and energy on the serious buyers. And the first thing you can do is to use what we call active listening. Now, active listening isn't just about standing in front of a customer silently, pretending you're listening. Now, there are a few important things that you should be doing to engage in this active listening or this active listening practice. And the most important part of active listening is not to form a response or an opinion while the customer is speaking. This is really hard to do for most of us, and it's going to take a lot of practice because it's very natural to latch onto maybe one part of a comment they make, and your thoughts and ideas are going in your mind, and you're starting to form a response before they've even actually finished that conversation. And then you shut out all of the other comments or opportunities of that they're saying. So to become a good listener, a salesperson, really important for you to resist making assumptions before you've heard the whole of the conversation. Another thing is that active listening should engage your whole body. Things like nodding and having an open stance, pretty much like this, show that and showing the customer that you actually are listening to what they have to say. And now once it's time for you to speak, give your customer a quick summary of what they said. Don't worry if you don't cover everything, just do a quick summary of what they said. Now this has a few purposes. Firstly, it allows you time to think about your response, and then secondly, it shows the customer that you've actually heard everything that they've had to say. And when you do this, it often prompts the customer to provide you with even more information, which could often be that critical piece of information that will help you to make the sale later on. When you're practicing active listening, it really shows that you're fully engaged with learning what the customer wants. And this engagement can make a huge difference. Not only will you understand what the customer wants in a deeper, more meaningful way, but you'll also gain their trust, which makes it easier to make the sale later on. Next thing, of course, is pay attention to body language. You know, we've all heard about body language, but along with active listening, you should be practicing active looking. Because people often betray a lot of what they're thinking in the things that they actually do with their body more than what they're actually saying. So pay attention to their body language while you're obviously listening to what they're having to say. And here are 3 things that you can look for to help you to know if they are ready to buy today. The first thing is eye contact. Where are they looking? Where are their eyes looking at? It's a great way to establish, if they're really engaged in what you are speaking to them about or what you're listening to. Because if the customer's looking at you, at the products you're showing them, things in the store, well, that's a good sign. It means they're engaged and they're interested. It means that, there's a good chance that they're going to buy something that day. Of course, if they're looking around, maybe they're looking at someone else, they're looking out the shop window, they're not really engaged, this is not a good sign. And usually if this is the case, you should say something like, well, look, let me know if you need anything, and invite them to have a look around the showroom, and then just politely take a step back. Because, if there's no eye contact, it doesn't necessarily mean that you won't be able to close the sale later on, but it could spell trouble if you don't pay attention to that and you just keep on trying to sell while they're busy looking around. So watch out for the eye contact. The second thing is to watch out for their hands and their arms. How are they standing? Are they standing, typically if their arms are crossed, they may be feeling a bit uncomfortable. Maybe they're uncomfortable with your sales approach. Maybe they're just not ready to buy. Maybe they're not interested in what you have to say. So you just tread really carefully if they're kind of closed like this, and just watch out for that, because it may be maybe they just feel uncomfortable, maybe they are ready to buy. Just watch out for that. Again, to take a step back, invite them to have a look around, and to call you when you're ready. On the other hand, if their arms are open and their palms are facing towards you, that's a really good sign, because if your customer has taken this sort of posture, they're looking in this kind of way and they're engaging with you in the conversation, their hands are open, you're in a very strong position to make them some kind of an offer and even perhaps close the sale. Of course, making sure that you're showing them items that they're actually interested in. And the third one, and this is a really interesting one, is facial expression, especially the curve of the mouth, because you should really pay attention to this. And to me, it's a bit of a no-brainer, but it's often one that we overlook, and I overlook sometimes as well. It's important to pay close attention to their facial expression, even if a customer is pulling a straight face at you. Most people's mouths are fairly expressive in small, minute ways that can sometimes be undetectable if you're not concentrating. So, if it's slightly curving up, then obviously this is a good sign because they're interested. Down is not a good sign because it indicates that they're frustrated and they're annoyed. So curving up, good news. Curving down, not good news. And of course, you should pay attention to how tightly the lips are held. If they're pressed tightly together, it can mean that something's upset them, they're cross. It might not even be you, but they're upset. So we're going to take steps to try and relax them. So those are the three major areas of body language that you should be paying attention to. Of course, while actively listening to your customer. And keep in mind that while your customer's body language can give you an indication about how they feel towards you and your product, it's the listening that is going to yield those very, very important details about what it is they're actually looking for. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and that this information has been helpful for you the next time that you have a customer in your store. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to get in touch with me about any of these things, training or whatever it might be, please get hold of me by clicking on the link below. Of course, if you happen to be a lighting retailer or an interior designer or a lighting specifier and you'd like to talk to me about your lighting requirements, please send me a message either via this link on this video, or you can go to my website ianrutalik.com and send me a message from my website and I'll get in touch for a no obligation chat. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you on the next video. Bye for now.